What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the 1% podcast, the solo version once again. Me just talking about my dieting process, pretty much talking about my prep going into photo shoots, and obviously, like I said from the other episodes, just trying to do them weekly. I think I failed. I think this is like 2 weeks since the last one, maybe not, but let's just move this a little bit, shall we? There we go. But yeah, a lot's starting to change now, which is good. We haven't made any nutritional changes, cardio change. We haven't made any kind of changes like that in, I think, 3 weeks now. We've been running the same food, the same training and stuff like that for about 3 weeks. It's got to be, which just shows that other areas are working extremely well. And by this, I mean training intensity is through the roof. We're sleeping well, we're digesting food extremely well, we're resting really well, we're doing all these little things really well, so letting the body respond the way that it wants to and needs to. And like I said before, I'm approaching this diet with a very different mindset approach than before. Coming into it with a very bro mentality, and I'm starting to take that mentality a little bit with kind of day-to-day life as well. And even from a coaching point of view, 100%, I know that you can be very flexible with your diet and get incredible results, because I've done it, clients do it, many people out there do it. I just quite like the extremist in me. I like going all in and then, or nothing at all, do you know what I mean? And I can never find that balance. And we could talk about balance and all this sort of stuff, but personally, I don't think there is such thing as balance. I think you just go all in, then you put the gas, put the brakes on a little bit, then you put the gas on a little bit, put the brakes on. Trying to find this whole work-life balance and trying to find the balance between the happiness and the fitting in friends. And I just think it's one of those things that the sacrifices will have to be made along the way, and I'll happily do that. So yeah, very, very simple. Anyway, going on to just anything really. I feel like I'm doing this podcast, but I'm like, nothing's changed. I feel like I want to have something interesting to tell you, but my life is literally nothing. I sit at that friggin' desk and I just work and things like that, and then I go to the gym. But what I'll do is I did some check-ins for Cam this morning. So obviously I'm checking in with him on a Friday and a Monday now. So I'll send you. I'll slide here, and I'll put the pictures up to the side. If you're watching this on YouTube, cool, you get to see the images and the check-in videos. But if you're watching on Spotify or listening on Spotify, go watch the YouTube channel. Super happy with this check-in. Generally super very happy. Super happy with this check-in. Weight is we started at 102, 103 kilos. And this morning I was 99, and we've been dieting now for 7-8 weeks, and I've only dropped 3 kilos. In my head, I'm the old mentality is oh my God, we're not making progress. Why are we not moving forward? But the difference now is that I know how to train a lot better. And like I said before, I know how to sleep better. I know how to rest better and things like that. And that's where the results are coming from. In a sense, we're still building muscle because I've still got fat. I'm still potentially got I think if you've got body fat on you and you've got a decent amount of calories in you, you can continue to grow. I think when it gets to the last potentially 10 weeks, 8 weeks and below, that's when you can't build muscle. But until that point, we keep pushing really. We'll probably be approaching the 9-week out mark in the next couple of weeks. So I think things then, day-to-day life will get a little bit harder. I think it will just be a bit more tired throughout the day and things like that. But again, it's just that mentality thing. It's only tired if you think you're tired and things like that. And it's a big mindset shift, this prep. So I'm really happy with how I've evolved as an individual over this year. And I was talking to Kieran last night. We did a podcast together, so go check it out. Kieran did a lot of mental performance coaching with me. He's kind of what he does is he sits between a counselor and a life coach. He sits in the middle. And obviously I went to him to deal with my anxiety and all this sort of stuff. I can probably sit back here, the video's probably over. I went to him to talk about my anxiety and to think why am I, just to unlock things in my head, and we had a great conversation last night. And it just got me thinking about lots of things and how far I have come in the last 6 months. And by that I mean not like anything like where you live or what you do and what you have and things like that, because actually I have very little to my name. Like, I moved here to Dubai with 3 bags. And then right now I don't. It's all a furnished apartment and things like that. I have nothing to my name in a sense, which I love. I love the minimalistic lifestyle. But what I've learned about myself and how I've evolved as an individual is crazy. And I'm looking forward to I'm going back to the UK in September, October time period. Photo shoots, and got quite a few clients on stage and things like that. And I'm really excited to see how my mum thinks I've changed. Because if everyone knows, me and my mum are very, very close. And it'll be interesting to see what she thinks of me in that sense. I know it sounds weird, but like, obviously we speak all the time, right? But it'll be very different because obviously I'll be living with her for like maybe a couple of weeks and things like that, and how she see me day-to-day life and how I hold myself as an individual. So yeah, it's a big year. It's a big year from a self-development point of view. And I've transitioned that very well into my training, into my work ethic and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I'll try and bring it back to the dieting process a little bit, but I just wish there was more to tell you. I really wish. Like, it's just so robotic right now. Like, the day-to-day routine is exactly the same. Like, I wake up, I do 5 minutes of journaling, I prepare my rice, I drink my water, I take my morning supplements, I get a coffee, I go do my cardio, I go for a walk, I come back, I work for a couple of hours, I eat, I train for 3 hours with warming up, cooling down, all that sort of stuff. I come home, I pass out for probably 2 hours because I can't function, and then I crack on with work again. And do you know what I mean? Like, that is just it. I wish there was something. It's like when people are like, how do you become successful and things like that. There's nothing fancy. Like, just home into what you're really good at and your strengths, and just dial down on those. That's all it is. Like, too many people are trying to focus on their weaknesses and things like that. I'm like, don't fucking waste time on working on your weaknesses. What are you good at? Knuckle down and do those. And what you're bad at, bring people into your life that can help you with those. Whether that be hiring people, whether that be surrounding yourself with the right people to do so. But yeah, that's it. Even sat here now, I'm like, oh, my legs look a little bit more veiny. Obviously from the images you just saw, my arms are pretty lean. Like, my delts are starting to cap off now. My arms and my legs get pretty lean pretty quickly, and my back, even my lower back, to be fair, like, it's just kind of the side section with my love handles just on the side, not even into my back really. But I just hold all my body fat in my stomach and my chest, and you can see that from the images. I look a little bit of beer belly all the time, so it's cool. But yeah, so that's just where my body fat shifts from, and I know that last year I focused a lot on abdominal training, because from my last 2 shows, my abs were so weak, so weak. So I train abs every other day. I do 2 to 3 exercises depending on how the abs are feeling that day. And I kind of just run it as a circuit format, so 15 to 20 rep range. And I just run 3 rounds. That's literally it, like a bit of a circuit format. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And otherwise, there's just, I wish I had more to tell you. Potentially what I'll do for these is probably just chuck up some questions so I can do a bit of Q&A with them as well. But otherwise, I'm filming this just before we jump into leg day. I'm training with Adam today on legs. We're going to be training at Train FS, which is a nice change of scenery. And nice to train with someone. They've got good equipment there, so I'll be sure to post that on Instagram and stuff like that as always. But yeah, guys, otherwise, I've just checked in. Obviously, I just checked in with Cam, like you saw the images, so let's see the feedback he comes with. And that's literally it. Otherwise, the food's exactly the same. We're running about 3,300 on training days, 2,900 on rest days. Steps of 10,000, 20 minutes of cardio every day. Training 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. That's running as a shoulders and biceps session. That's a hamstrings, triceps and calf sessions. Then I'll rest, then I'll have a push, so chest, shoulders, triceps. Then I will have a, it goes hamstrings and posterior, so back and hamstrings and biceps. Then it goes to push session, so chest, shoulders, triceps, and then I have a quad and calf session, which is what we have today. And on my quad session, so today I don't actually do cardio on these days because I just want to save my legs ready to train. So on that bombshell, guys, any questions, shoot me a message, and for the next one, we'll definitely get a bit of a Q&A going because it'll be awesome. So I love you and leave you. Have an incredible one, and I'll speak to you soon.